Hi.
Hey, how's it going, JT?
I'm good, man. I'm just waiting to go out here. I'm home right now. We leave for the road on Thursday.
Beautiful, man. Well, wanted to get into the new album. Won't keep it for too long, but dude, let's dig into it. Volume 10, which must feel like a lot to say to you, but kind of curious. Take me back to when you started working on this one. Was there any leftover from Hellbound, or was this a whole new writing session? And with as much as you guys tour, when did you start working on this one?
Yeah, there was some spillover from Hellbound, but we didn't look back on that. We just started writing from, nothing like we do with every record. We just try to like clean the slate and start anew, and we're new people and we've grown since the last record and all that stuff. But anyways, we started kind of accumulating songs, Stevie and I, throughout little pockets of time on the second half of the Hellbound tour
Okay.
and just kind of putting them away. And then we did the same thing that we did with Hellbound. We went to Nashville after the Hellbound tour and did a songwriting session with Marty for 9 days. And we're very efficient with our time. We wrote a lot of songs. Marty Fredrickson, the guy who produced it, and has co-written songs with us all the way back to the 15 record. So yeah, we wrote about 8 songs in 9 days, and it was pretty
Wow.
incredible. All those songs made the record, and then we went back and revisited a couple of songs from the spillover of Hellbound, This or That, and a song called Turn It On, and kind of revamped those and made them better. And voila, Volume 10 was born.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I mean, you were working with Marty on the last record as well. Same lineup for the record too, and kind of curious. I've gotten to hang out with the guys lately, Billy and Francis. Did they contributing more second time around?
Not on the songwriting, but yeah, they're always there in the mix. Great guys. France has been in the band a long time now, and Billy's like the newest guy, but he's already almost 3 years deep. And yeah, Stevie and I and Marty went in and did all the stuff we could do, and then we always get the band the songs, and then they hash them out and put their flavor on everything with their parts, and then they come in and we all finalize it in Nashville.
Love it, man. I mean, tons of bangers, good time, shine your light. And I'm kind of curious, man. You've always had this other mode where it was for the movies. Or I'm sorry, there's kind of I don't know if power ballad's the right word for it, but like feels like
Yeah,
love. There's another kind of gear that you do that I love too, and there's always
thank
one or
you.
two of those on each album. How do you define those, or how do you when you're writing with Stevie, like, hey, we need one of those mid tempo? How do you classify those kind of tunes?
I mean, it goes all the way back into, when my mother would put song records on and clean the house. I mean, she listened, there'd be Rod Stewart records and the Eagles, and the Eagles. I mean, every great rock record back then had mid-tempo songs and ballads and rockers, and that was like a well-rounded rock record. So that was the school that I came from. And so there's always going to be those songs, and I love that, because it gives the record dynamics. And Feels Like Love, like you mentioned, is a really great song and modeled Def Leppard's Hysteria after that one. And
Okay.
I just took it to Marty and Stevie. I said, "Hey, listen, I'm obsessed with Hysteria. I think it's such a great song. I want a song just like that, same tempo, same kind of pulsating beat, and vibe." And they were like, "Cool." And I left. And then like a few hours later, I get the music to that song, and I'm like, "This is amazing." And I spent the whole night writing lyrics to it, and it's a great song, great moment in the set too.
I love it, man. I love that you gave Leppard Hysteria the love because off of that album, which is chock full of hits, Hysteria
Yeah.
is my favorite. It just puts me in like a right mood, or there's
Yeah.
it's like melting butter or something. It just
You
relaxes.
know that tempo is like, it's not quite a ballad and it's not like a
Yeah.
mid-tempo song. It's like right in the middle, and it's a great driving song, Hysteria. And I've caught myself just reminiscing about all kinds of things in my past when I'm listening to that song, driving and blasting it. And it's one of those songs, and they really hit on something there, and we want to do the same.
Love it, man. And I was glad to see no covers on Hellbound, but you always do rad covers, whether you're doing a Nine Inch Nails cover or Jimmy Hagar or Aerosmith. And then this time around, Brian Adams in summer of '69. And kind of curious who tossed out that idea. And I'm glad that you're giving some love to this guy who sadly kind of fell into that power ballad. Speaking of power ballads, he kind of fell into that soundtrack power ballad guy at the end of his career and was known for all those rather than being the rocker that he was at the beginning of his career.
Yeah, I don't think he cares. He's still playing,
Still cashing
big
checks.
ass, big ass venues all over the world, and he's tremendous talent. And the Summer of '69 is just one of those songs that I wish I would have written. I mean, I think every musician has one of those songs, and it was really Larry Mazer, our manager, that kind of got that over the finish line because we would pull that song out occasionally live, and he caught it one time live, and he's like, "Oh my God, you guys got to record this song," and we were like, okay, we didn't really think much of it, and not that we didn't like the song or anything, but we said, okay, we'll record it sometime, and that was it, and then we have all this work to do. We've written all these songs, and then at the end, he's like, "Did you guys finish Summer of '69?" And we're like, "No." And so it was the last song that we recorded, and
Oh wow.
we sped it up just a little bit and put our little flavor on it, and it sounds like a Buckcherry song now. It's pretty cool.
I love it, man. And a great way to end the album as well, like on a high note. And like I said, another one of those
Yeah,
covers from you. I love it. Dude, and moving forward, talking about the tour, we don't have you for quite a while, but definitely looking forward to the Skid Row co-headline tour. Really cool
yeah.
that it's '80s and '90s getting together, where it feels like the world wants to separate those genre, like '80s bands you go over here, and '90s bands you go over here. I love that you're bringing it together, two bands that make sense together.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it all translates, good songs are good songs, and they're great band live, and I got that great new singer, Eric. He's a really nice
Yeah.
guy and a real talent, and they also dropped a record not too long ago, so it all works out. We sold out a lot of shows together, so we did a second and a third leg, so we hit the road on Thursday to go back to that.
Yeah, I'm bummed that we have to wait all the way until December till you get back to Southern California, House of
Yeah, that's
Blues
true. That's
in
true.
December. But curious too, man, digging into your '80s fandom. You mentioned Def Leppard, obviously a Skid Row fan. If you had to choose between album one from Skid Row, the self-titled, versus Slave to the Grind, the second album, which one's your favorite? Which one do you lean towards more as a Skid Row fan?
I like songs, and there's songs on both those records I really like, but I'd have to say the first one. That was the first time I had, you know, I was a young guy in Orange County, California, and I hadn't heard too many mainstream rock bands. Right when they kind of were coming out, that was the first time I started really going to kind of like big rock concerts. I'd always gone to like little punk rock clubs like in Finner's Ballroom in Long Beach and stuff like that. So there was a outdoor venue called Irvine Meadows,
Yeah.
when I was a kid,
Yep.
and so you could rush the fence and climb over the fence and get in. And sometimes you get thrown out, sometimes they catch you, but we used to do that all the time. And I think one of the first shows was I saw Iron Maiden there, and that blew my mind. And then another show came in, and it was Whitesnake and Skid Row opening up, and I saw that show, and I
Nice.
was like, I was pretty blown away by Sebastian. Honestly, I was like, wow, man, this guy has got pipes. This is amazing. And the songs were really well written, and yeah, so that's when I got into them. Then
Love it. Yeah, that's my favorite of the two, that debut album, just hearing Youth Gone Wild and all that for
yeah,
the
yeah,
time. And then to even
yeah,
have a heavy song like that, and then to take it into the ballad and do I'll Remember You and 18 in Line.
amazing song,
Yeah,
amazing
the
song.
whole gamut, man. Love that, dude. And JT, I got one last thing. I got to hit you. One more this or that. We're an old school radio station. We do mandatory Metallic every night at 10 p.m. You're going to be a part of that.
Cool.
I got a little debate going on right now with my buddy Brad, who sings in the band Against the Sun. We're debating Metallica albums, picking our favorites, and his is Ride the Lightning, and mine is Master of Puppets. Kind of curious if you had to pick one of those two, where you would come down on.
I mean, I picked Kill 'Em All, but I think Master Puppets.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It just felt like a more realized finished product, and you had everything from Orion, this really cool instrumental tune, to Master of Puppets and Damage Inc. and all these heavy tunes. I thought it was the whole
Yeah.
gamut, kind of
Yeah, it was a good moment for them for sure.
beautiful, man. Now I can brag that, hey, even JT agreed with me that Master of Puppets is the better album.
There you go.
Love it, man. Lastly, beautiful, man. Thank you so much for the time. Best of luck with the album, and we'll see you in December out there at the House of
All right.
Blues.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye
Take
bye.
care.